What's good, YouTube? What's good, beautiful family? Today I really wanted to talk about in the love of doing what you're doing, in the love and the passion of what you are doing. As when we think we should do something, when we think we should do that thing, there's usually a want behind it. I had just got done watching the podcast Chris Williamson had posted with Joe Hudson. He talks really great about this. If y'all don't know about Joe Hudson, make sure y'all check him out. He great advice, great emotional advice, but he talks about there's a want behind the should. So, you know what I'm saying? When I think about what I'm doing, I'll just give y'all this example of me doing this content. You know what I'm saying? I think, sometimes I'll get in I should do a video today, especially when you know what I'm saying, I'm not caught up on posting or something. I should do a video this time or that. But I want, behind it is I want to be productive. I want to talk about and get knowledge out there for y'all. So another way in doing that, I can post TikToks. I can do a video but not post it and have it ready to post when needed. So there's many, when you don't be in the energy of I should do this, which is really tight and compressed, to I want to do this and feeling it, then it gives you the love back. It gives you the love of doing it. As when an artist or someone doing music gets in that routine of, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, they start losing the love of, I get to do this, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. This is what I truly love to do. So the more we are in that energy, the more we are not in that forceful energy of just pushing, the more we can do what we love and have that energy for it and have that passion still running. Because ultimately, that's what keeps us doing what we love to do, and that's what keeps the spark alive, especially when expressing your most authentic self and being in truth when doing what you love to do. As when we go into our passions, when we go into our craft and working on it, especially, we can't just be attached to the outcome as I should do this because it is going to get me famous, or I should do this because it's going to give me a lot of abundance. As when that does happen, when the results do come, they only last for a certain amount of time. They are temporary, and it kind of defeats the purpose of long-term effects, long-term affection. When we think about long-term, we think about the practices that go into it, the sacrifice. As when you fall in love with the practicing of doing, when you are in love with the practicing of doing something, when you're in love with doing something every day or practicing it every day, is ultimately not the result that you look or are attached so much to. It is just getting to do it. It is just getting to fully express yourself in your craft, in your passion. And that is what helps us. That is what I won't even say helps us, but that is what guides us. That is what allows us to flow in life, and allows us to accept and surrender what is. Because a lot of the times when doing what you love to do and doing it in circumstances that, you know what I'm saying, you are sacrificing or you're taking a risk, there's going to be chaos with other things. And another thing they talked about in the podcast was a lot of CEOs that Joe Hudson knows, and Chris Williams, well, Joe Hudson really knows, is a lot of CEOs he knows, big time people, are okay with that chaos. It's my cat, yeah. But are okay with that chaos, are okay with other things around them maybe getting a little messy, as that tends to happen when doing our passion. And that is what I feel like plays into the fact of that non-giving up. As a lot of big people, they don't give up, and that's what makes them a lot different from other people that was doing their dreams but then gave up, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of chaos does happen around us. But when we are truly in love with what we are doing, and we are truly in love with the practices or just the motions that we are going through, even when doing what we love and doing our craft, whatever may come up, as life is full of ups and downs, I explain this a lot. It is a roller coaster, but when we are constantly going up with our crafts, with our passions, when doing them and loving them, and not just being so attached to the results, as that is when we ultimately accept and surrender to the flow, to everything coming together as is, to things playing out bigger than we could ever imagine. And this ties in a lot with spirituality, with the woohoo stuff that people talk or try to say is just so magical. But it is really just allowing us to really listen to ourselves, being silent with ourselves, as us talked about in one of the videos I'm posting. I don't think it's posted yet, but it'll be the one before this one. And listen and silent both have the same letters in it. So when we are listening, we are being silent with ourselves, and we get to really know the why, know why we are doing it, and then know, and then really have that full energy and that full love of doing it. Because ultimately there's a lot of things people are doing that they're kind of confused about, or they're just doing it for the end result. And yes, they'll be happy at some times or point in times, but it's ultimately just a game of chasing. That is what they like to call a rat race, and that's what keeps a lot of people in that chasing state, in that chasing mode, which ultimately over time just causes health problems, can cause mental problems. And that is why we see a lot of days, especially now, men that are younger, you know what I'm saying, committing suicide, which is sad, but I'm sure it's getting better. I'm hoping it is getting better. But that is also why I post videos like this as well, because this ultimately, you know, it's helped me, and I know it will help y'all. So getting to know the why and really experiment with that, as yes, having a 9 to 5, it is okay, it is fine. You do not have to feel wrong for doing that, as that is a part of life that we have to do sometimes. But making that time, again, when you love doing it, you will make that time, you invest that time and that energy, because you will also have energy in doing it when you truly love doing it, and you're not just looking or being attached to the outcome or the results that may come with it. As that is what I feel like a lot of people, or some people, do on social media. And it is easy to get into, trust me. I have to ask myself the same question. I have to really listen to myself, because sometimes I get attached with the results. Sometimes I get attached with the results of things that I'm doing, not just content, but the practices, meditations, and everything like that. Thinking I'm gonna be this Buddhist master. I'm gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying, really not be okay in the chaos. I'm gonna be so silent. I'm gonna be so perfect. But really is the case. It's okay to not. It's okay to mess up. It is okay to not be perfect in some chaos situations, as that is human. And it's when we accept that it is okay that we get triggered and that we feel these emotions of anger, sadness, upset, is when we can fully feel them to that full extent and allow them to flow, and allow ourselves to let go of them. Because ultimately, when we don't think it's okay, when we don't think it's okay to be feeling some type of way while doing your craft, or feeling like everything is not going right, or the chaos means that you need to stop doing it, it is ultimately you kind of suppressing it. It is ultimately you judging yourself, thinking that, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing is wrong. But really, if you love doing it and it gives you energy, and, you know what I'm saying, other things are not playing out, does not mean that you are doing something wrong. It does not mean that what you are doing or what you love doing, it means you going, or means that it's not going right, or it's not going to work out, as that is what comes up a lot of the times, and it has came up for me. And we need to just look at them emotions, face them fully, feel them, and allow them to run through us. And when we allow them emotions to run through, especially when doing our crafts, our intention, our flow, our direction gets much, much clearer. And we are able to work with ourselves. We are able to listen to ourselves better, allowing ourselves to hold space for more authenticity, for more vulnerability into what we are doing. Because that allows people to see the real you. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, y'all, like, especially on social media, people can see when you're not being real. People can see when you're not being authentic or yourself. So I feel like that plays a big part in content, and I feel like it makes the content more real. And especially when I watch YouTube, I love content creators that are real. I love content creators that are most authentic in their craft, and not just lying to the audience. And that's something I definitely am bringing to y'all. And I'll be real with y'all, there's just times where I think, you know what I'm saying, is this really gonna work? I have them times of self-doubt, but that is okay. That is fine. As when you're doing your craft and everything, that is gonna come. That is bound to come. And when we're okay with that, when we accept that and surrender to it and allow it to flow, but ultimately know that we love the practice of doing it and we're not attached to the results, and that us doing it is expressing our full self and is what we came here to do ultimately as a soul. Is what I believe is to express our full self in the many and different unique ways that we came here to do it in, as we are all unique and good, or we are all unique and talented in different ways of expressing ourselves and doing what we love to do, and can make a life of doing it. As when we put it into practice, when we put action into doing it and put our energy into it, again, that energy just amplifies and grows. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all got, you know what I'm saying, just hope y'all understood, you know what I'm saying. Let me know if y'all don't understand, if y'all ain't getting it. Just let me know in the comments. Give me any type of feedback. Let me know what else y'all want me to talk about. And yeah, express your full self and know the emotions that come up, the challenges especially, and whatever you may be, whatever the ego or the mind may be trying to distract you from being, really listen to that voice, that ego voice, and what does he or she sound like? What does the voice really sound like? Because that voice is not determined, that voice is not truly you, and it is only you when you listen to yourself and take them silent moments to really understand yourself, to know yourself. You get more clear with your intention, with your decisions, and with your craft, ultimately helping you flow more downstream, helping you flow more like water. And a lot of successful people talk about the flow state, and it all ties in together, y'all. It all makes sense. But I love y'all. And yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm gonna keep coming back at y'all, man. Let's go. I'll see you.